Clearly, a lot of people are taking this week off. Traffic is fairly light right now. The Yolo Causeway is about the only trouble spot right now, westbound 80. Even northbound 99, not too bad right now. It's a little bit of a stutter step there at 12th Avenue. I-5 at the airport, cleared up, moving along at the speed limit. 18 after 7. Here's Dan in Sonoma.
Sean, I had teased you and everyone yesterday about something I called the Ebola Effect.
I can't remember what happened yesterday.
Okay, it was not memorable. That's okay. You're missing nothing. I've always said that liberalism is a cancer on our society, and this cancer is spreading rapidly. And it reminds me of you remember the Ebola virus that broke out a number of years ago. It was during the Obama administration, and it was quite deadly. I think it was from Africa, and so Obama sent the military to deal with it, which is stupid. I mean, what's the military going to do? Declare war on it? That sort of thing was just, yeah.
How dare you question the great Barack Obama, Dan?
Oh God, yeah, don't get me started. I met a doctor through a mutual friend, and he'd actually helped cure the Ebola virus, and he explained how the whole thing worked, and it fascinated me for this reason, because it seemed to be perfectly dovetailed with what we are going through in our society today. Basically, how it works is the Ebola, once it enters the body, it heads directly for the immune system, and then shuts it down in such a way where the virus is then allowed to move freely about the body without being detected or without any fear of attack from the immune system. Once it spreads throughout the whole body, it literally takes control of every single organ, every aspect of the body. Once it has achieved that, it then, for whatever reason, reveals itself to the immune system. And that's what the immune system does in sheer panic, because it was unaware of this compromise. It sends everything it possibly can to try and destroy the virus, and that's what kills you. And it's a very, very painful and difficult way to die. I mention this because this is a perfect example of what happens with liberalism. It started as a small cancer. It was allowed to spread. No one knew anything about it. It was able to mask itself. I mean, it masked itself. It was able to move quickly and throughout our body, if you will, the political body, or the body of the United States, through the media. The media didn't detect it. It was always turning a blind eye towards this story and that story. Now it's literally compromised every aspect of our country, and it's now revealing itself, because you and I both have seen how brazen the left is. They used to do everything they possibly can to hide their liberalism, hide their leftism and their communist mindset. Now they're open and brazen about it, and I think, just like this Ebola virus, they feel they have nothing to fear, so they can say and do whatever they want.
Well, yeah, they'll just throw another election.
That's where I was going with all that, because most people, sadly, still think the 2020 election was fair, honest, and above board. And you and I both know that's not true. You know, I've always said I suspect that there was great fraud, lots of amounts of fraud on varying levels and varying different angles regarding stolen election, but I can't prove it. But I think what's going on with Biden, I've always thought with this election, let's say they were able to take away 20% of the vote. Okay, let's say turn around 20% of the vote. So if their guy is down by 11 points, let's say the 20% will compensate for that, and Biden wins, which is what happened last time, in my opinion. I think they're going to have to double and triple their efforts, because Biden has screwed up so badly. I mean, he's even getting death threats from the hard left. The birthday present they gave him yesterday on his 81st birthday, they gave him a new nickname. It was Joe Genocide.
It's not going to be Biden, though, Dan. It's not. It's not going to be Biden.
Maybe. I don't know. Again, this is new territory. I've been following politics most of my life. I'm not something I'm proud of. There's nothing to compare this to. If it is Biden, I'll believe it when I see it when he steps away. But I think if they do cheat their way in again, something will simply happen to him shortly afterwards, and we get a Madam Knee Pads. And I've been saying this for a while. I haven't seen anything to make me think otherwise, because, again, he simply can't continue as it is. His days are numbered as far as his politics goes. But, that's what I see. And I'd rather make mention of this now rather than wait till this time next year. I mean, shout out to Rod, by the way. He had reached out to me, and a very nice man. I talked to him at some length. He asked me, Dan, what can we do? I said, you know what? We've been pretty much locked out of every avenue unless you have a lot of money and a lot of influence and a great deal of numbers behind you, meaning people. There's not much you can do regarding stopping anything, including your own Republican Party, which is, that when I was involved in politics, that was the greatest obstacle I had. Not the Democrats, the Republicans.
Yes, indeed. I feel your pain, Dan. But now I must leave you.
Take an aspirin, and I'll see you at the bridge.
Thanks, Dan. You have a fine morning. 24 after 7 now.